Hi there, this is a video on how I've set up my backyard syrup rig. This is my second time around and there are lots of problems still to solve. So hopefully all of you anonymous internet sugarmen and sugarwomen can help me. So I collect the sap in pails and dump it all into a 35-gallon drum. The drum has two threaded holes, and I rigged up a PVC spigot that fits in one so I can drain it out pretty simply. When it comes into the warming line, one of the issues I have is how I can cut that step out. It would be great if I could have the sap automatically feed into the boiling process, but handling 40 gallons of sap at a time is pretty heavy. I haven't quite figured that out. The first stop for the cold sap is into a preheating old syrup pot. Once it warms up, it goes into this one here. The exhaust of the firebox, as you can see, gets quite intense and boils that sap almost before it even comes into the pan. Then what I do next is I have another old pot that I drilled a hole in. I take some of this boiling sap, goes in here, and then it starts to drain out into the first pan. The idea being you have enough sap coming in to counteract the sap that's boiling off, and it doesn't bring the temperature of the first pan down, so it retains its boil. Anyway, then I ladle progressively from this third pan into the back pan, and then the second to the third, and first to the second. These are all just stainless steel hotel pans I got at a restaurant supply store for 20 bucks. Except for this back one, which was also from a restaurant supply store. I don't know what it was used for before, but it's bigger and has handles, and it's nice and for drawing off. One thing I'm trying to figure out is how to keep the color a little better. By the time it gets to this last pot and into the pot that I bring inside to finish, it's already quite dark. It doesn't bother me, but there are some weirdos out there who don't like dark syrup, so got to figure out how to manage that. And the next thing is, as you can see, the smoke is also a factor for me. Aside from building a tighter cinder block stove, I don't quite know how to manage that. I have two fans going, two box fans. One to push air through the firebox. That keeps the boil pretty well on the far end of the stove, and the other fan there I turn around to manage some smoke in whichever direction the prevailing wind is. I try and get the smoke up and out of here. I don't quite know how to expand either. I have 45 taps this year, and I sort of feel maxed out in terms of time I have to spend boiling, but this stove is already sort of difficult to manage with just 4 pans long, and once you go another 4 wide, it seems a little tricky. Anyway, that's how I'm doing it this year. Hope it's been interesting.